Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I feel like honesty is demonized and that's such a problem. So I feel like one thing that really will make you feel good about a person, a situation, or whatever is being able to feel confident in that situation. And I feel like feeling confident means that you feel like you kind of know what to expect, right? You know what to have, what, yeah, you know what to expect. You think you know what's gonna happen. You think you know how things are going to go. There's a certain amount of predictability involved, maybe dependability, um, and I feel like that is what sets you up to feel comfortable in situations. So, on the flip side, when there's a situation that, you're not really sure of, you can't be confident about, you are unsure, you don't know what's going to happen, like you really have almost no idea, that can feel really that can make a lot of people anxious. Some people live for that and, that's their lives, but for a lot of people, even if it's not full on anxiety, it can be a certain amount of discomfort. And I feel like one thing that can really contribute to how you feel about a certain situation is um, honesty, right? So, what I mean by that is if there's a person and you know that this person always tells the truth, then you can feel very confident and assured in this person because there's not deception there. So, you know that um, if you want a real answer, you can go to this person and you can feel good about it. So, if you're like, hey, you think I look good? If this person says that you look good, you can feel like, okay, yeah, I look good. But if this is a person that you can't trust, you don't know, like sometimes they tell the truth and sometimes they don't, or they never tell the truth. You ask this person, do I look good? They say, yeah, you do. Does that even mean anything? Does their word even mean anything at that point? Because you don't know whether or not this person is even being real with you. And I feel like that's a big issue just in general right now in society. So many people don't want to tell the truth for whatever reason. There could be a number of reasons why people don't want to tell the truth, right? But ultimately, I would say 9 times out of 10, at the very least, it comes down to, in some way, it's in their self interest to be deceptive. A lot of times it might have financial ties, reputation ties, whatever. Um in some cases it could come down to safety, although I feel like in most cases that's not it. It's usually not a safety thing, but it can be. It can. And I feel like that's a kind of different situation, but just in general, um it's like I, it very much feels like society is just tell people what they want to hear. And I think a big problem with that is that it takes away people's opportunity to grow. Because if you're never told that there's a problem, then you don't know that you need to fix it. So, for example, if you say, like, say you're pursuing a singing career and you want to know if your voice sounds any good because, again, you're pursuing a singing career. So you go around and you ask people, do I sound good? And you sing for them. Now, if everybody is telling you that you sound good, right? Then you're gonna think, you're gonna hope at least, that you sound good. So then if you start putting your music out into the world and, you know, it, you know, it always flops, then it's like, you start to wonder, well, why did it flop? You know? I don't understand because everybody tells me that I sound good. So, if everyone is telling me that it sounds good, then these people should also be thinking that it sounds good. Or at least, even if one group of people didn't think so, then I should have still had good chances elsewhere. So, I don't understand. So then it starts to be confusing, and then you start second guessing yourself, and then you start wondering, okay, well, am I just or you might start thinking, okay, well, I guess it's not my time, or I'm not lucky, or I haven't found the right person. And the thing is, if you actually sound good, then that's probably true, because that's happened for a lot of people, right? A lot of people have faced rejection. It didn't mean that they weren't good, they just never met the right people. But if you actually just can't sing, and people were just not honest with you about it, then it's like, you know, it, like, if you would have just known, like, if you would have just known that, like, okay, my voice isn't good, then maybe you would have taken vocal lessons, or maybe you would have tried to do something else. But that would have been your decision. Maybe you would have even kept going. You might have said, well, okay, I know all you guys don't think I sound good, but somebody will. But without that honesty, people can't make good sound decisions. And it affects, I feel like, so many different areas. Because the thing is, there are chain effects, right? When one thing doesn't happen in one person's life, it can directly or indirectly affect another person's life, and another person's, and another person's. So, and the thing is too, it could be the opposite. Like, if you really are good at singing, but people are always telling you you're bad, you could give up on your dream, and you could think, oh, well, I'm really bad at singing, when really you're not. You could have had a whole singing career, but you just had a bunch of haters. So it's like, the lack of trustworthiness in people is just so detrimental. Like, it's so limiting. You can't do anything. It's just like, I watched a video today where they were talking about a video where, now I know this video that they were reacting to, it's not new, because I actually saw it like a while back. So I was actually surprised to see that they were only talking about it now. But it was talking about, like, now I don't know if it was a skit, but this guy, he didn't want, well, I guess his child's mother had their child sitting in her, either her uncle or the child's uncle's lap, and the child's father had an issue with this. He was like, yo, I don't want my child sitting in in a man's lap. And the one, and the child's mother's like, but that's her uncle, my uncle, whatever. The point is, they were family, right? He's like, I don't care. And the thing is, that's the messed up thing. You can't even trust a child being in their relative's lap or whatever. Like, that's not even a safe thing to do because you don't know what people are doing behind closed doors. Like, there is so much deceit. And it's like, the thing is, but it's so stressful to constantly have to be wondering if people are telling you the truth or not. And so I feel like a lot of times you can end up just defaulting to thinking that everybody's lying to you. And if that's the default, then that can be toxic too, because what if they're telling you something good? They're telling you something good, but you don't want to believe it because most people are liars. Like, it's just, it's like, and then if you say, okay, well, forget what other people say, I'ma live by how I feel about situations or whatever. Like, that's cool and that's fine and everything, but um that doesn't always work either. And regardless, it just shouldn't have to be that way. But there's such a lack of honesty in the world that that's the result. Now, I know that it's not going to change, right? Especially because the powers that be, they're not going to be but so honest. And they say obliviousness is man, I can't remember the phrase right now. Being oblivious is freeing, or I can't think of it. I'm sorry if somebody remember it. Let me know. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to not know things. That's true. But I just feel like the level of dishonesty in the world overall is just really out of hand, and it actually causes a lot of problems. And no, I don't think this is ever going to get fixed. I just wanted to talk about it. That was it. I mean, a lot of stuff that I talk about on this channel, I don't expect it to ever change. And I feel like my changes are really in an ideal world, but it's not our reality. So it is what it is. But I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it. And, I just wanted to bring up the fact that I just feel like it's a root core issue for a lot of things. And if there was more honesty in the world, I think people would move different, and a lot of things would be better because people move a lot of times based off deception, and it mentally will mess you up, which is probably why so many people are mentally messed up. But, it is what it is. Anyway, I just want to talk about it. If you have anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to respectfully do so. But if not, either way, thank you for listening, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Okay, I'm not the best at editing, but I wanted to just add this in real quick because it's a big thing that I forgot to talk about when I made the original video. So, to go along with the title, I think another part of the problem is the fact that people don't have incentive to tell the truth a lot of times, because a lot of times people are taught that when they tell the truth, they get punished. So, it's like, I might as well lie because I get better results when I lie a lot of times than when I tell the truth. And that's part of the problem. That's another thing that makes it messed up. I know that wasn't a lot, but I feel like it's a really important thing to say. Thanks for listening.